Well, I'm back again, and we'll see how long it lasts. Hell, I may have to make a Patriot channel after they get done with me. I don't know. Don't want to make one. Don't want to do that at all. I want to have less to do than more. But, I never planned on this channel doing what it was doing. I wanted to do a car channel. Not even so much a car channel, just something I could, work on stuff and take you along. And it turned into this. Never planned for it to turn into this whatsoever. Funny, isn't it? The funny part of it is it even worth it? I'd have to say yes. If it brings one person to Christ and they repent and they have eternal life, man, it was all worth it. You see? No matter what happens to me, if one person finds his way home to God, it's all worth it. Just the way it is. Anyhow, the reason I got on here was, and people need to understand something. You're going to listen to all the rhetoric, all the BS, all that kind of stuff, okay? And what I mean by BS is people coming out, this and that. Man, I don't know what it is. I used to just they water sometimes. They just water and water. I don't know why. I don't know if I get into stuff. I mean, my allergies have been getting worse. I don't know if yours are or not, but man, I always had kind of allergies, but man, this year's just been worse than most. It's like my head gets plugged up, ears are popping and stuff. It's like, man. So anyhow, they keep talking about the banking system. Oh, the dollar's going to die and the banking system's going to fail. Get your money out. Blah 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 blah. Okay. All right. Okay, you're gonna stick your money in your mattress. Okay. Uh, you're gonna go buy gold, silver. You're gonna do all these things. Okay. You're gonna buy crypto and the whole 9 yards. I honestly think there's two things you're not gonna stop here with these evil sons of bitches. One is AI. That's coming regardless. Got to do away with you. You got to have something else to take place. AI will do it. And then digital currency. Believe that they ain't stopping that either. They got to be able to control you, and that's one way to do it. Real hell of a way to do it. I mean, stop and think about it. I mean, it is what it is, and you can't get around it. You have to have a barter exchange. You have to have something to be able to barter with. And I can see them setting up a system using AI where people are like, well, why are you buying this? You're a single person or you're a few people, and why are you buying all this? What are you doing with it? I mean, are you bartering? I mean, I can see all kinds of questions popping up about how you're conducting your life by how you spend your digital currency, so on and so forth. I mean, total control, total witch hunt. I mean, think about it. That's all it is now. Witch hunt. I mean, they come in and say, some little girl or young man or whatever works at a restaurant, and they get gratuities, tips, and they say, or somebody cuts hair or anything like that. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, you didn't pay enough in tax. You didn't pay enough in tax. Oh, red flag, red flag. It's like, well, sometimes they don't get tipped very well. Sometimes they don't get tipped at all. And you're sitting there saying, no, they should have more. I always thought in this country you had to have evidence and proof. You're presumed innocent. And they can't prove crap. But they're going to come at you and do a witch hunt on you. And then threaten you. And you'll capitulate because, by God, it's the IRS, man. I mean, you don't want to get in a fight with them because they come at you. They'll do all these things to you and blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what. And the reason I come off with this is because we're going to go to something else here real quick. You're not supposed to have anything. You think you got equity in your home now, maybe at the moment, maybe you do. Because home prices and values went up. Car values and prices went up. A lot of things have went up in price. Farmland, the whole 9 yards. Let's just use farmland as an example. Okay? Let's say a guy has 1,000 acres. And each one of those acres is worth $10,000. Okay? Simple math. That's $10 million. Well, he has, depending on where he's at in his loan, or if he even owns, he might own it outright. Because, hell, maybe he inherited stuff from his grandpa and his father and so on and so forth. Depending on where you're at, they'll destroy the value of that land. Just like they'll destroy the value of your home. Like they're destroying the value of your currency. Just like they're destroying the value of everything. And they will do it. Because you're not supposed to own anything. You're not supposed to have any wealth. See, they come at you and start squeezing you, and the value of your house comes down, value of your land comes down, everything else. Try to get an equity loan. Well, your house ain't worth what it was. Some people may be upside down in the loan, actually. Now, all of a sudden, you got a problem. I mean, some people might have been able to go get a equity loan in their home, and possibly weather the storm. Have it taken out enough to get you by for a year or two, weather the storm, find a job between now and then, and hopefully start paying everything back. Same thing with farmers. Farmers have good years and bad years. Sometimes, it just carries over. Because you couldn't pay back the total loan because, flood, wind damage, all kinds of things can happen. So, farmer will carry, I don't know, depends, $10,000, $1 million, he may carry that over to the next year on top of his operating loan. So, then he's got to pay him back. It may take him 3 or 4 years to do that. Now, if he has a couple of years that are bad in a row, it's like, man, dude, you're getting in danger zone. But what I'm getting at is they have to devalue things. They have to devalue everything. And all these people are sitting off to the sideline going, oh, I got all this cash, I got cash. They're good. They've already devalued your dollar. Your buying power is not there. All right? And if they crash the dollar, you don't have any buying power. Then they implement a new system. You see, you made all these plans. You don't think they haven't thought of the scenarios? You don't think they don't sit down and with a think tank? I mean, we're talking about the devil. We're talking about Satan here. He's already done this. He's done it thousands of times. He's done this throughout history. He knows how to do this. So you lose your job. Possibly you're going to lose your home. Probably. Not going to be able to pay the rent. Not going to be able to pay your grocery bill. I mean, there's going to be things that go up in life that they're not going to come down. I mean, why would they cut your energy bill? You got to have energy. Well, we'll charge the hell out of them. You got to have food. We'll charge the hell out of them. As far as your assets, we'll take those and take them down to about nothing. So we can just walk in and take your stuff from you. And if we sell your house, and let's say you owe $250,000 on your house, and your house is worth $100,000, and they sell your house for $90,000, well, guess what? You owe the difference yet. All right. Let's say your house is worth $500,000. They sell it for $250,000. Well, they owe you $250,000. Just like your car. You know, they come repossess your car, and you owe, $5,000 on a $30,000 car, and they get $25,000 out of your car. Well, somebody owes you, right? Somebody owes you at least 20 grand if they get 25 out of it, I mean, just do the simple math. They owe you that back. See, they're crooked as hell. They're evil. They're wicked. And you ask yourself, where's this moron going with this? Well, okay, I'll tell you. Our forefathers went through this. This is nothing new. They told you. If you read and listen and pay attention, they told you. Your Bill of Rights, you've always had these rights. You were born with them, and many, many, many more. You were born with them. But they put them down on a piece of paper because people are stupid. They think you have to have a list of things that says, oh, okay, I get it. I have a privilege. Well, it's not privilege. I have a right. Yeah, you have a right. Then they violate it, and you sit there and you go, well, you violated my rights. I guess, so what? What are you going to do about it? Exactly. What are you going to do about it? This is where I'm going with it. And it doesn't matter where and what is going on in life. The whole system's a fraud. A fraud. They lie to you. They give you misinformation. I mean, it's total criminal. It's just criminality through and through. And you're not supposed to prosper off of criminal stuff, okay? So it's up to you to make it right. You are the legal owners of this country. Yeah, you. It was built on your sweat, on your back, off of your taxes, off of everything you've done. If you buy something, you're employing other people. If you buy a car, you've employed people to put that car together and ship parts in and ship parts there and get the iron ore. I mean, you've employed a lot of people to buy a car or a house or anything. Even if you're a consumer, you've built this country. It's yours, not theirs, not the elitists. See, they're going to come in and destroy you. There's supposed to be nobody with any wealth. Okay, so you're sitting there with, I don't know, 20, 30 million. You think, they will destroy you just like the rest of us. The elitists, on the other hand, the people that are, quote, in charge, well, they'll sit there pretty. Why? Because they're going to steal your wealth. Oh, it's all going to be legal and done by the law. Whose law? Satan's? See, like I said, our forefathers fought this war once. Now we're going to go through it again. Now you can capitulate, or you don't have to. If 5% of 350 million people stood up, they'd be over that fast. If people just stood up, it'd be over fairly quick. The news would just be full of police went to do this, police went to do that, these guys went to do this, they went to do that, and it didn't work out too good for anybody. It never does. But you get mired down and stuff like that, and after a while, police are going to look, and the law enforcement people like that's going to look around going, I ain't going out there. I ain't going to go take that guy. Goddamn, I can get my ass shot off. You demoralize them. They have families too. And you see, this is what I'm saying. Our founding fathers went through the exact same thing. And it was horrid. It was horrible. I don't condone this shit at all. I don't want it. But you see, they will shove this down your throat. They'll make you do shit you don't want to do. I mean, all throughout history, this is what they've done. Indians, rightful owners of the country, we came in here. We took their land. And our cavalry killed them. Infants, women, children, didn't matter. They went in and killed them all. Unbelievable. That is dark. That is sick. And what gets me is people actually follow these orders. That's what I can't believe, is people say, oh yeah, we'll go kill those savages. What the hell? Who's the savage? It's unbelievable. When you're confronted with this, what do? God gave you life, not for some piece of crap to take it from you. God told you what you need to do about certain things if you read the Bible. God told you no one can come against you if He's with you, if He's on your side, if you have chosen God, if you have repented. No one can come against you. No one can stand against you. God is... I don't think they understand the power of God. Just because He doesn't come in front of you and do some magic trick. And I'm not saying He does magic tricks. I'm just saying, people do magic tricks and people go, ooh, wow, how'd they do that? Well, I'll tell you what. If you lived 2,000 years ago and you watched Him raise somebody from the dead, what would you do? Right. You'd be like, who the hell? What? Nah, that can't be. But you saw the person dead. All of a sudden, a person comes with leprosy and stuff, and blind and stuff, and they're crippled and stuff, and they just get up, pick up your bedroll, and go home. It's like you stood right there and watched it. No magic trick. We're talking about the creator of the universe. And these people, Satan can't do that. Satan can't create. Satan can destroy, but he can't create. And usually what ends up happening in situations like that, like with Hitler and many others, is you stomp them out. You got to stomp them out. God had David, King David, to do that. He told him to do it. You know, I remember armies, superior army coming at villagers and stuff. And I mean, these are farmers and, you know, people make pots and, you know, weave blankets and things like that. This big army's coming at you. Villagers knew it. Everybody pack up. They packed up their belongings, what they could at least carry, or the necessities they needed. They took their livestock, enough water and food, whatever, and they headed out away. They poisoned the wells. They burned everything. So when this big, huge army gets there, they go look around and go, man, this is scorched earth. It was called scorched earth policy. I mean, I'd probably call it that back then, but it was scorched earth. They come walking in with this big army expecting to take the place over and kill everybody and take the, you know, kill the animals, eat the grain, eat the food, you know, get the water. And they come walking into a hell is what they walk into. It's like, can't drink the water, it's poisoned. There's no food. Everything's burned. Well, let's go after them. A lot of guys are standing around going, Jesus Christ, man, I don't have a day's ration. My canteen's empty. And we're going to go how far after these people? So they march after them again, and they're still trying to get them. And they get a little closer, they start another fire somewhere. They can't walk through the fire. So now they're stuck between what's behind them, scorched earth, and now they're stuck with what's in front of them, more scorched earth. And they're down on rations anyways now. They demoralized the whole thing. You know, people, you're coming into dark days. Dark, dark days. Where nothing's going to make sense. And there are going to be a lot of people just lose their minds. Why? Because they don't believe in God. They don't believe in what He told you in the Bible is going to happen. Hell on earth, people. Hell on earth. Like it's never been before. You see, the things that are happening right now, of course, this is a different generation. It's a different, you know, time in the world where we have technology and, hell, we've shot rockets and put men on the moon, you know, whatever. We've done all these things in a very short time. And they say, oh, we've never seen anything like this in the history of the markets, in the history of the money system. And people, of course they haven't seen anything like this before. It's a whole new time. It's a whole new era. God told you what's going to happen. It'll be hell on earth. Get your mind around that. Okay? Get your mind around it. Pray to God. Ask God for His guidance and His wisdom and His knowledge, and ask Him mainly for His protection. Ask Him to protect you. There's been a lot of stories in the Bible about that. And don't listen to this bullshit people on there. You got 21 days. Oh, next month, July. You watch. Don't listen to their bullshit. Prepare. Prepare. But don't listen to their bullshit. Don't get yourself in a frizzy. Don't get yourself rattled. Don't sit there and go, I gotta do this. I gotta go out and take my life savings and go buy, I don't know, 10,000 cases of Roman ramen or whatever noodles. Okay. Because you think the money's going to save you. It's not. The money's going to kill you. Because they're going to kill you for it. They're going to destroy it. Why? They have to give you a digital system. To control you. They have to destroy your wealth. So when you sit here and you look at your portfolio, or you look at what you have equity in your home and all this and that stuff, they have to destroy that value so they can take it from you. When it was all bullshit to begin with, there was nothing to take because it was all bullshit. You see what I'm saying? The note. It's a debt instrument. It's all a debt-based society. It's a fractional reserve. It's like in actuality, they owe you. You see, everything is the opposite of what they say it is. They say you're free. You're not. You're a slave. Look at the system you live in. You're a slave to the system. You're a slave to the man. To Satan. You have sold your soul to Satan. Just like Judas sold his soul for a few stupid ass little silver coins. What did it get him? Forget about that bullshit. Ask God what you need to do. He'll let you know. He'll guide you. His angels and him will protect you. You'll put his suit of armor on. He will protect you. There's a lot of times in the Bible there wasn't supposed to be anything that lived, and you weren't supposed to take anything. Basically, you went in scorched earth to damn your enemy. That's what God told them to do. You weren't supposed to take anything. You weren't supposed to take any livestock. No possessions, no nothing, no food, just burn it all. And kill everything. Kill the livestock, men, women, children, infants. Sounds pretty horrific, because it is. But God Almighty said so. And David and people like that did it. Because he said so. Abraham, he put his son on the altar. He's getting ready to stab a dagger through his heart. And God stopped it at the last second, testing them. God will test you up to the last second. God will let this pieces of crap devil think he's got you right at the last second. Also, he intervenes and something happens that is like, wow. Didn't see that coming. How'd that work out for you? Well, that's right. Because my Father's powerful. My Father created the universe. My Father created you. You're not greater than Him. He will protect me. And He may require you to do that for yourself too, so you can become victorious. You may have to protect yourself. I don't know. I'm not God. But man, we've been down this road before. Hell, we had a civil war in this country. People think we're going to have a civil war. I get so tired of listening to civil war bullshit. It's not a war of civil. It's going to be a war of survival. If you want to eat, you're going to have to fight to eat. Do you understand? Just the basic things you want in life, you're going to have to fight for it. Can God take care of it? Yeah, He can. He can, and He may. And He may require you to do a few things too. I don't know. I can't speak for God. All I know is when you go back and read the Bible and look at the Bible and things, there's a lot there to be learned. And some people may say, oh, that's terrible. Well, it is. But we're talking about God. I can't second guess Him. But He doesn't say, you know, they're gonna deliver you up. And God says, don't worry about what to say. I will take over. You're going to be kind of like a puppet. He's going to shove his hand up your butt and make your mouth move. I should have said that. It's funny though, I think. But I just, no. God doesn't have to do that. Devil will shove his hand up your butt. I shouldn't get myself started. It's funny, you know. But I think if you've lasted this long, you get my drift on this. You understand where I'm going with it. See, my thing is, I don't condone any of this. But that's me. I don't like what the hell's going on over there in the Middle East and with Iraq and Lebanon and Gaza and Israel and, you know, Saudi. I don't agree with them killing each other over there. I don't agree with Russia going and killing, you know, Ukrainians and Ukrainians killing Russians. I don't agree with it. I don't believe it needed to come to that. But these evil son of a bitches kept pushing and pushing and pushing and creating strife and problems and all kinds of things to get you to this point. And the last thing you want on this soil where you live is a war of survival. Don't let it come to that. Now I'm talking to the people that are in power. Don't let it come to that. You know, judges and the police and people like that need to stand up and say, listen, no. What the hell are you going to do with a bunch of people that are homeless? Where are they going to go? They're better off sitting in their damn house. And you're better off, if they can't eat, to have a truck driving up and down the road handing out rations. Instead of a whole swarm of people, you've seen it in foreign countries. They build little temporary huts and this, and then the UN truck comes in, and I mean, it is just man, it's like they got to push people back. And there's so many of them, there's a lot of times they can't push them back. They don't even try. A lot of times, I mean, they'll see the UN truck, and the UN truck will stop a mile out or two. They can see the truck, and they'll dump off some bunch of food, rations and stuff like that out there, and then drive off. Why? Because they get mobbed if they don't. They put that baby in high gear and get the hell out of there and leave the food, and then the people fight over it. That's what they want for you. They want you to kill each other. I don't want you to do that. I don't want that to happen, period. But I guess it's not up to me. It's not up to me. You gonna sit there and have dreams and make noises, are you, boy? Huh? Huh? Yeah, there you are. Now you're awake. You're sitting over here having dog dreams. But, yeah, I think you know where I stand on this. And that's why you gotta have good sheriffs, good law enforcement, good judges. These judges need to sit back and look at this whole situation going, well, you know what? You defrauded these people. Your system was a bunch of lies. How are people supposed to make a decision when you stand up here and lie to them constantly? And the sheriff needs to say, well, my main duty is keeping people safe and keeping the peace in this community. And the only way I can keep peace in this community is keep people in their homes. Bring food in. And, you know, encourage people to grow gardens, encourage people to go out and do a little hunting. You know, maybe you got some farmers sitting around there that, you know, be like, well, I can't milk all these cows, I can't do this, we'll have to cull some. And do it in a responsible manner, where everybody gets some. Doesn't have to come to this. Does not have to come to this. Hopefully God will come to them if you keep praying. Keep praying for these people. Maybe God will change their heart. That's what we can hope for. God will do what God's going to do because it's already set in stone. He knows. It's a sad, sad state of affairs we're heading into. But I wish you the best. We're all going to be in there. All of us. The guy that thinks he's, oh, I got her made, you're going to find out he ain't got her made. They're going to take it all from you. You're not allowed. And by God, don't get on that bus. Don't get on that truck. Don't get rounded up. That is the worst thing you can allow to happen to you. Look what they did. Look at throughout history what they've done. They round you up. You can't allow that to happen. They'll promise you this and promise you that, and a bunch of lies. That's all that comes out of their mouth, deceit and lies. That's all Satan knows. That's all his people know. You're a vessel. You're a vessel for good or evil. Sad, sad thing. Even them. Keep praying for them. Because God can change their hearts. God knows how to do all this. He's God. There may be places in the country or in the world that little pockets here and there that it works. God comes in and the riffraff and Satan gets run out. God can cast out demons. There is nothing God cannot do. You know those sinkholes you see every now and then? Truck drives down the road, boom, falls in a hole. Car falls in a hole. Hell, you see parts of the world that just, it's like, here's the road. No, there's just big gulch in between. I mean, it just goes on for miles. God can do that. God can open up the ground underneath their feet and let them fall miles into the center of the earth. He can do that. All of a sudden, one minute you're standing here going, oh my God, look at them, and all of a sudden God goes, yeah, watch this. And they're gone. It'll be like scratching your head, like, what? You'll know. That was God's divine intervention. He can do anything. At the last second, he can do it. Always put your faith in God. Don't put your faith in man, because when you do, you will be disappointed every time. You will be disappointed. So I've rambled on enough. Probably too much. I just like to see everybody repent and God heal this land, but, well, we know where we're headed and we know it ain't gonna happen. But if you can get yourself right with God and you don't have to go through this, that's awesome. If you can go meet your Creator for eternity, that's awesome. You did something right. So, folks, and may God bless you and keep you. Keep you from harm. If you're sick, heal you. Maybe open up the doors for you in a path you never expected. Just like this, I never expected to be doing this. I want to do car videos. I want to fix things. I didn't want to do this. I want to watch children grow up, be happy. I want to make sure people all have something to eat and a roof over their head. I want to be able to walk down the road, street, anywhere in this world and not be worried about being attacked by some animal. Or some young girl or woman being raped by some piece of filth. Children should grow up innocent. They'll figure it out as they go along in life. But not when they're children. They should be happy, carefree, and feel safe. Have a meal. Have the clothes. Have shelter. All of them. I don't care where in the world that is. See, this is what we do as Christians. We fix things like that. We make things better for people. In God's name, with God's grace. If you do something good, don't stand there and go, "Oh, yes, I did all these things for you. Oh, look at me." No. All glory goes to God. Anything good you've ever done in life goes to God. It wasn't you. You're inherently wicked and evil. Your best works are filthy rags. If any good comes out of you whatsoever, it's God. He's the only one that's good. I always find that interesting too, is when they say, "Oh, he's a good guy." There's a bunch of interpretations of good, I'll tell you. Has to be. It's the only thing that's good is God. I mean, maybe you could say he was wicked, but not as wicked as some. That'd be more true. You get a eulogy, it's like, well, he was a wicked man, but not as wicked as some. Yeah. That wouldn't go over too well, would it? But it'd be the truth. So, y'all take care.